Hello everybody and welcome back to Resident Evil HD. Last video we made it back out to the courtyard and we are now in the underground tunnel area. And we're just going to continue on in this video. We started here, didn't get very far, but a little bit of progress is some progress, so that will hopefully help us out. We can get a little bit further this time around. Went ahead off screen, I made a save and adjusted my inventory a little bit here. We left off in this room in the last video. I just collected the map and a couple of items, but I didn't bother to sort of move on from here, so we will do that and see what else we can get accomplished. I think we're coming up on a puzzle very shortly. But we have to do some more boulder dodging first, so hopefully you have kept your crank, because you are going to need it. And we're going to have to use it on this wall a total of 3 times. Which will reveal a door. And a way that will allow us to escape from that boulder as well. Okay, let's go check to see if there's any items behind where that boulder was. There is indeed a first aid box. So you want to make sure to grab that. And then we can come into this room here. And I think that this is sort of the end of the line here. We can take a look at the map, and this is the last room on this side of the hallway, and this is our puzzle room. So obviously we're gonna have to do something with this statue. It's facing the wrong way, so we're gonna have to go through the steps in order to change that. Go ahead and push the statue up against the discolored part of the wall on the left hand side, and then use your crank to push the statue out. Now that white circular plate on the floor is going to allow us to change the statue's direction. So we need to have it facing south instead of north. You'll have to do this a couple of different times in order to get it to turn to where you want it to turn. A lot of different camera angles in this room too. It usually kind of messes me up a little bit. So you need to put it on that disc a total of 2 times. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and push it into its spot in the wall across from where the other statue is. So, pretty simple puzzle, and we get the key item, the cylinder. And now we can leave, and we're gonna have to do some backtracking and go all the way back to where we started. So assuming that you have picked up all of the items in these couple of rooms, then I don't think you'll have to come back this way. And we're just gonna focus on going the other direction. And a side note about this room that I had forgot to mention is that if you don't take care of the little spiders, then they'll be gone the next time that you come through here. I'm not sure about the big spider though. I think you have to defeat the spider boss, otherwise it will keep respawning. I've never tested that out though. I usually just go ahead and take care of it because you do have to go through that room a couple of different times. But I know for sure that if you don't bother with the little ones, then they won't respawn every single time, which is sort of nice. That kind of allows you to save a little bit of ammo if you need to. Now I don't think we're going to be needing the crank I'm like 90% positive we don't. But maybe I should just take it with me just in case. We are going to be coming up on another item box somewhat soon-ish. So I think I'll just keep that for now in case my memory is not what I think it is. So we're going to be going back this way. Hopefully you took care of that hunter, or else it'll still be here in this room. And on our first visit, I didn't really explore this room very much, but you might be able to see that there's like a large sort of elevator in the middle of this room that is not being powered at the moment, but we are now able to power it through the use of our cylinder. So what we can do is take the shaft out of the machine, and then we can combine it with the cylinder to create the cylinder shaft. And then we can put that back into the control panel, and that will power up the elevator. And then you need to press the buttons 4, 2, 3, 1 is the correct order. That will restore the power completely, and it will bring the elevator up to us, which is wonderful. Now, before I take the elevator down, I just want to make a side note that there is a certain point where you're not able to come back to this part of the courtyard, underground tunnel area, whatever you want to call it. So, as you can see, I've completely cleaned out all of the rooms. My map is at 100%. So if you are going for a 100% run, or you're looking for all the items, I would recommend picking them all up before using the elevator.
Jill!
Barry? Thank God you're safe.
You too, Jill. A noise I heard brought me down here, but I didn't expect to find a place like this. Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
There's only one way to find out.
What the hell is that sound? It could be a person. Jill, go check it out. We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
Now, I mean, it's nice to see Barry, I guess, but am I the only one who thinks it's highly suspicious that he just happens to be around the same area that I'm at, especially after that mysterious traitor shot Enrico? I don't know, maybe I'm reading a bit too much into it, but it seems very highly suspicious to me. And unfortunately, the mysterious stranger, you couldn't really see much of what they were wearing or anything like that. The only thing you could see was their boots. And everybody in this game is wearing combat boots. Jill, Barry, Chris, Wesker, everybody. So that doesn't really give you any sort of indication as to who it could be. But I find that to be highly suspicious, and I'm sure Jill does as well. I mean, she's not stupid. So there's an item box there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the crank away. I don't think I'm going to need it. And it should also be noted that this area has an item box, but it doesn't have a typewriter, so just be wary of that. We're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna check out the rest of this area, and Barry is going to just stay behind and chill, I guess. And that noise we heard sounds a lot like Lisa Trevor. So she is in this area. We can see her over here. And what you need to do in this area is basically dodge and weave around her as best you can. And if you pull up your map, you'll be able to see what the area looks like and what doors you can go through. So it's basically a big circular area. And what you need to try and do is draw her away from the door that you need to go into. Because just like at the cabin, Lisa is extremely hard hitting. I mean, she will hit you and pretty much knock you over and cause a lot of damage that is really avoidable. And she can't be killed. She is still invulnerable to bullets. Bullets really do no damage to her whatsoever, so in that room we need to avoid her completely. She doesn't follow you into any of the other rooms, so you are safe once you enter another area. In this room here we have a couple of things to pick up. We've got a good couple of ammo drops here. So hopefully you have enough inventory space to pick all that stuff up. But more importantly, what we need to do is investigate this big box over here. We could push it into this lift-looking thing. And then once we've loaded it, we can send it away. A device for transporting materials. Kind of makes you wonder what this area was used for. Maybe it's like an old mining area or something like that. I mean, I'm not really seeing a lot of mining equipment, but I can't imagine what else this place would be used for with all the tunnels and whatnot. So back out once you've done that, and trying to avoid Lisa the best that we can. What we're then going to try and do is go back. There's also a switch on the wall here. We're not going to be dealing with that right now, but just keep note of where that is for a later date. Oh, Barry, you son of a bitch. This is what I mean. I trusted that fool. And look at what he did. He left me stranded. There's no way back. Barry, why? Barry, why? That's so upsetting. I mean, he just keeps making himself more and more suspicious as time goes on. Well, that's alright. We'll have to find our own way out, as usual. What's new? We're sort of used to that at this point in time. You can see here that now our box has been transported to us. And now what we need to do is push this box all the way over to the left. And we can see that there is sort of a crushing machine in this area that we can use. So let's push the box right underneath the crusher. And let's see what kind of glorious goodies that we can have in this box. Hopefully something good. Ooh, that looks like a weapon to me. I kind of want to check that out. Been a while since we got a new weapon. It's a flamethrower, but it's broken. Unfortunately, we cannot use that. In Chris's game, you get a workable flamethrower. So in Jill's campaign, you can't use that at all, but in Chris's you can. So again, another sort of slight difference. And you may not think that this has any sort of use, but this is going to be used in a puzzle very, very shortly. We're going to be going back to that room with Lisa, and we're going to be using that to advance on. But I am going to be saving that for the next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that I will be seeing you next time.